Over the past year, I've spent time trying to decide the kind of desktop setup I prefer. Whether it's a dual monitor setup, a single monitor setup, whether to build a custom PC, or buy an already made one, there are a lot of things to consider, and for the fact that I was primarily a Windows user all my life, and I needed a setup for video editing, coding, and probably some gaming. As the month drew to the middle of the year, I completely switched to Mac OS for the first time, and never looked back to Windows. And subsequently, I got a curved wide monitor and paired it with the M2 MacBook Pro. For gaming, I've stuck to the PlayStation as my sole gaming platform. But now, I knew I needed a Mac OS system to complete my desktop setup quest, and I spent so much time considering either to purchase the M2 Mac Mini, getting a separate MacBook for just the monitor, or sticking to the setup I already had. My decision came full circle with the release of this little beast. This is the Mac Mini M4 announced and released a month ago, and this is the final piece to my setup. I purchased it a day after it was released, and I've used it for close to a month now. This was an easy decision for me based on the fact that this time around, the base model starts at 16 gigs of unified memory for $599 and has a completely smaller footprint as compared to the M2 Mac Mini. But yeah, this video is my review and experience using Apple's newest M4 Mac Mini, and if you should purchase it. I'm Dessy, and let's start this video. I purchased the M4 Mac Mini from the Apple Store online and spent a little over 10,000 Ghana cedis. Had it shipped down and paid around 1,200 Ghana cedis, bringing my total expenditure to around 11,200 Ghana cedis, give or take. Took about a week to arrive. I'll leave a link showing you how to purchase yours to Ghana somewhere in the video. You receive your package in this brown hardboard box. Opening it will reveal the Apple Mac Mini white box, which contains the Mac Mini itself. Just like all Apple products in recent times, there are no plastic coverings around it. Just two pull tabs to unbox your device. Opening the box, you get a Mac Mini itself, a power cable, instructions manual, and that's it. No HDMI cable, no display cable, and not even stickers. So do make sure you already have an HDMI cable or a display cable when purchasing this. I really love the entire build of it and how compact it is. It's a 5x5 inches build, it's an improvement from the M2 Mac Mini, and it looks just like a Mac Studio but in a smaller form factor. It isn't missing out on all the necessary ports needed. It has two Thunderbolt ports at the back, a USB-C port, the HDMI port, Ethernet port, power supply port, and two USB-C ports on the front. It however doesn't have an SD card slot, so you need to get an expansion dongle just like this. I also find the placement of the power button to be weird. It's at the bottom of the device and can be a tad bit annoying to reach, but I've gotten used to it so far and it doesn't really bother me that much. But Apple definitely needs to find a better place to place it in the next version of the Mac Mini. Before we go any further, let me take some time to thank each and every one of you for supporting me this far. Your likes, comments, suggestions are things I truly appreciate. Let's keep pushing to 4K subscribers. We're almost there. Also, if you're not subscribed, kindly do so right now, and thank you. Now let's get back to the video. Now, this little 5x5 inches device is a full-blown PC and a powerful one at that. It uses Apple's newest M4 SoC. It's a super efficient chip built on a 3nm process, which is why we are able to get such a PC in a small form factor. It's a 10-core GPU, 10-core CPU, finally starts with a base of 16 gigs unified memory, which is basically RAM to some extent. I'll explain that later, but unfortunately the base model just starts at 256GB internal storage. You can obviously go in for the 512GB, 1TB or even 2TB variant, but those will cost you more than the base model of $599. You also can't upgrade the unified memory in the future, so just know you're stuck with whatever you get. A nice piece of information worth knowing is the M4 Mac Mini can power an 8K monitor, or 3 6K monitors, or 3 4K monitors, which is impressive. But the base model is far from terrible. Dare I say it's the best PC you can get at this price and at this size, even outperforming laptops that cost twice or thrice its price based on some tests here and there. For one, it's been able to handle every task I throw at it. Having multiple applications open simultaneously doesn't slow it down at all. Running power-intensive tasks don't seem to be a problem at all. I typically record all my videos in 4K and edit in a 4K timeline using DaVinci Resolve. On my empty MacBook Pro, I'm able to carry out my editing process as well, but it sometimes takes a bit longer than I expect to process, and at times you can even literally hear the fans being put into full force. However, with my Mac Mini, I've never encountered a situation like this. It's practically silent throughout, processes really quickly, and can freely scrap through my timeline even with 6K OpenGate videos from the Lumix S5 Mark II camera I used to shoot all my videos. I haven't had to ever use proxies while editing simply because the M4 Mac Mini handles the footage really well. Zero lag visible, and also to let you know how powerful it is on a beginner editing software like CapCut, on the empty MacBook Pro, I can export videos up to 4K, but on the M4 Mac Mini, it goes as high as 8K, which is impressive, and can also handle 8K footage with ease. I honestly doubt there's any PC out there at this price and at this size that can handle such load of work. There are certain videos out there of people running games on it, but that's something I'm not really going to try as I purchased this solely for work purposes and it excels beyond anything I expected. Now to the big question, should you purchase one? If you're looking for a desktop setup that requires you using a macOS based system and it fits your budget, definitely go in for it. Especially for the fact that it can handle whatever editing workload you throw at it, based on my own personal experience. It's the most affordable newest Apple PC you can purchase right now for just $599. If you purchase from my store linked in the video description and the first pinned comment, you can get it for around $579 with free shipping. All in all, I'm glad I was patient enough to wait for the announcement of the M4 Mac Mini in order to make my decision on my desktop setup. Not only did it save me money, it gave me a better option as compared to the M2 Mac Mini I was considering. It's compact, lightweight, whilst having a powerful SoC in Macs today. I couldn't be happier with my decision. If you found this video helpful, do leave a like as well as subscribing to the channel. I'm Dessy, thank you for watching, I'll catch you in my next video. Peace!